I really hated to study English. And I still remember the first year in the high school, senior high school, which means grade 10. Yeah. One day, actually, our teacher, Japanese, person, English teacher, she brought one native speaker one day. When it was, everybody's interested, right? It was first time, long time ago. Yeah. So then our teacher actually couldn't communicate with that native speaker at all. I was shocked, right? What? And of course I didn't understand, but it was obvious she couldn't actually communicate. Yeah. So then, so what does it mean to learn English? Was I completely lost the motivation, and my score became very bad. Okay. And even at university, I was very bad. And I got a job. The first year, as I told, the company became the American 50% company. Then all of a sudden, everybody take a TOEIC test. Yeah, it's mandatory, right? Okay, TOEIC. I don't understand at all, right? It's almost randomly picking, right? So, by the way, going back to this is the biochemistry textbook. First page, I think it is the first page. You see, can you see that's very basic words. Participate in roles, serve us, I didn't understand those basic words before technical words. University third year, right? Or against or defend. Yeah, I didn't know the basic words. How bad I was, right? Then, the TOEIC in the first year in the working, my score was somewhere 300s. It's almost like a randomly picking, out of 4 or out of 3. Yeah. So that's how I was bad. Then one day, actually my boss just casually talked to me, we are thinking about sending someone to the US for 1 year for research. Okay, and interesting. And why are you talking to me? Kind of, But right? But so he actually told me, if you learn English, you have a chance. Okay. And then all of a sudden, and maybe within 1 day or 2 days, I don't remember, but I decided to spend a lot of money to go to the private English school. Yeah. And I started taking lesson, one-on-one lesson, 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. Very intensive. And actually I put a lot of priority on learning English, and so I gave up a lot of things. For example, like dating with my girlfriend. Now she's my wife. Okay. And coaching an orchestra and orchestra conductors. Yeah. So then actually not just taking lesson. So I brought all the study material to the teachers. Like, okay, I want to do this research presentation in the next week. So I basically use the teacher to practice. Yeah, yeah, almost like a teacher didn't have any curriculum. Yeah. So that's how I use it. Then eventually I got the US assignment. 1 year in Freeport, Texas. It's very countryside, Freeport, Texas. And I shared with my favorite teacher. Then he all of a sudden said, "Oh, I'm from Texas. Let's speak a Texan accent." Then I couldn't understand. Yeah, I can't really imitate Texan accent, but it's very different. Yeah. Yeah. And so then I went to Texas. Freeport. It's a 1 hour drive from Houston. Yeah. Then 1 week, very early week, probably first week. So in a group meeting. So people are talking, right? So I couldn't follow the discussion. Yeah, yeah. Then, this is a problem. Yeah, because I'm here for work. Yeah, and I decided to stop. Yeah. So can you say that again? It's first time I think I needed a lot of courage to ask, but it's actually people seems to appreciate I'm honest. So then people helped me out. So it took extra hours, but that's how I started. Yeah. So then, right. And the other thing I realized is because of research and development, the work is very solitary. Yeah. You work alone, basically. You're reading paper, calculating, analyzing data, doing experiments. Well, of course, there is a meeting, but not much. Yeah. So that was the problem I realized. Oh, I don't think I can improve my English through the work. Yeah. Then I decided to spend more intentionally outside of the work, more like talking to people. So initially, I was Walmart, talking to the shelf keepers, just ask more questions, yeah, or cashier, ask more questions, yeah. And eventually, then I found the sports bar, and so I can spend a really good time to talking to local people, yeah. The other thing I had experience is I was asked by boss back in Japan to become an interpreter in one global conference within the company. So the people come from Germany and from north of US and from Japan and from Netherlands as well. So because the one person from Japan, the manager of quality assurance, doesn't understand English at all. So I tried, 4 days global conference. I stopped my R&D work and I come to the quality assurance meeting. I did okay job to help him. Then went back to the R&D. One of the friends told me, oh Toshi, your English improved a lot during the 4 days. Oh really? Oh yeah. Then I think I'm more comfortable now. I know. Yeah. So, but I remember the last day of the 4-day meeting. There is a dinner, right, with the global team, right? And well, it's all kinds of random talk. Yeah. Then I was sitting against the one lady from Michigan, Midland, Michigan, from North. From North, they speak very fast. Yeah, and a different accent than Texas. By the time I was comfortable with the Texan accent. So then, in the middle of the conversation, she said to me, Toshi, you're quiet. Yeah, I'm quiet because I don't follow any conversation. That was shame, right? So that's really, gave me, oh, I need to learn a lot more, yeah, outside of work, yeah. So basically, I would say I created my own English immersion program, right? I immersed myself into the language intentionally, so that helped. It's not the fact that I was in the US itself was not very helpful. Yeah, I immersed myself into the language. That was the key. Okay. And when I came back to Japan, I kept that habit. This was before internet time. Okay, so it's not easy to find the English article on the internet, right? So I was subscribing to this, magazine, Scientific American and this Chemical and Engineering News. It is a bi-weekly, I think, magazine. It's shipped from the U.S. physically. So that's how I, kept my motivation to learn English, use English, because these subjects are interested to me. And also I got this, recently, Palm Pilot, first generation. It's called a PDA, Personal Digital Assistance. Yeah, I think it's calendar, address book, to-do list, calculator, that's it. Yeah. So this forces me to use English, as well as I kept the habit of taking a memo in English. Yeah. So then, when I got married, my wife said actually in very early days, you are talking in English during sleep. Oh, okay, that's a good sign. Yeah. Oh. Hmm? Okay, yeah. So I said this English and science. I spent a lot of time. Yeah. And later, I found this article on Scientific American. It's Expert Mind. It's actually based on the research by Carl Erickson. He's basically saying 10,000 hours of deliberate practice is what you need to get to the world-class level. And plus 10 more years of practicing. Okay? And also this book, we're talking about the same subject. Then the deliberate practice is not just doing. For example, if you're tennis, not just enjoying tennis. Okay, my backhand is not good. Trying to improve this kind of ball. Very focused practice to improve your particular skill. So that's a deliberate practice, and do that for at least 10,000 cumulative hours. Yeah, 10,000 or do you know how many years? Right. We'll come back to those. Okay. And plus 10 more years to actually nurture your skills. So after I read this, I became interested in, did I do that in English? Okay, then I basically tried to guess how many hours I spent during the daytimes, weekdays, and weekends. Rough estimate. Okay, in that year, so 1991, I started working. English 0, yeah? And this was the time, 1 year I was in the US. Yeah, I intentionally used English. And at that time, this one, I kept the habit, right? 860, that was TOEIC when I got the job for the PhD. Yeah? At that time, I did not need the interpreter for the interview. Yeah? And I kept those habit. By that time, it's past 10,000 years. Yeah? That's 10,000 hours. Yeah?